Welcome to Keeping It Real with Oyin, where we drop the filters and talk real life. I'm Oyin, a teen and parent coach, wife to one husband, and a mother to a 17-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. So trust me, I'm living life. On this podcast, we talk about real issues that have to do with parenting, being a teenager, and life as a whole. No edits, no perfection, just real conversations with friends and real people living real lives. Today, I'm joined by my girl, Alice. She is a therapist and a mom to 3 amazing kids, a 6-year-old daughter and 5-year-old twin boys. And today, we're going to be talking about strict parenting. Does strict parenting work? Let's get into it. Hey, Alice.
Hey, Oyin.
You know why I love this chat? Because we always talk all the time.
Yeah.
And I might just call to ask a question and we might be on the phone for like hours.
Yeah.
And this is why we decided to do this podcast.
Yeah.
Because you're my girl.
Yeah, and you're my girl.
Let's take it to the streets.
Take it to the streets. Let's take this conversation to the streets. People need to hear. People need to hear.
People need to hear our gist.
Yeah,
they need to.
exactly.
So today's topic:
Mhm.
does strict parenting, does it really work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a good place to start would be, what does the dictionary say about strict parenting?
All right, I've got that right here. Strict parenting, often referred to as an authoritarian style, is characterized by high expectations, rigid rules, and firm, consistent discipline with little room for negotiation or open communication.
As in, I used to pride myself
My God.
in being a very strict parent. But you know, when you see it painted like that, it actually kind of feels very, oh my goodness.
Feels very what? What? Oh my goodness. What? Oh my goodness. On the scale, because I want to say mine. In a scale of this, oh my goodness, where exactly are you? Like, oh my goodness, bad. Oh my goodness, good.
It's like, oh my goodness, bad, man. I'm like, makes me sound like a terrorist.
Wait, you're a terrorist for having high expectations of your children, or having rigid rules, or being firm, or having consistent discipline with little room for negotiation or open communication?
I think it's the ending bit that makes it so bad.
Little room for negotiation.
Little room, and I get it. And I think I think it's being painted with a bad brush, to be honest, because I get it. Authoritarian is bad, and I don't think all strict parents are authoritarian. Yeah, because of course you have what you call the authoritative.
Yeah.
And I like to put myself in that bracket, authoritarian. So I'm just gonna go on Google.
Yeah.
Authoritarian and read what that says. You're gonna help me because I think the network on my phone is not working.
Okay,
it's not great. Authoritative parenting. What does that say? What kind of parenting is that? Because for me, it's a balance between the rules, and then the open communication.
Yeah. So there's a difference, like you said, authoritative and authoritarian. They differ in their approach to control and warmth.
Yeah.
So authoritative involves high expectations with warmth, communication, and responsiveness, fostering independence.
Yeah. Yeah.
But authoritarian emphasizes strict obedience, high control, and little warmth or dialogue, often resulting in fear-based compliance.
Yes.
So which one are you referring to?
So for me, I would say I am the authoritative. But I think because we all call ourselves strict parent, now you're looking at what Google is saying is a strict parent, and it's just your authoritarian.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think I'm Nigerian. You're Nigerian.
Yeah.
I was born in Nigeria, raised mostly in Nigeria. And authoritarian is the dominant style.
Yeah.
There's no room for conversation, negotiation, warmth, nothing, no discussion.
Yeah.
And if that's the definition of strict, then no.
Does it work? Did it work on you?
Well, you know what, to be honest, Alice, my mom, I was raised by a single mom. And she wasn't authoritarian. She was more authoritative. My dad, on the other hand,
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with my dad. So my parents separated when I was 1.
Okay.
So my older siblings had an experience with my dad. But when I was 20, I went to live with my dad, who was authoritarian.
You're right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. He was a textbook definition of authoritarian.
Yeah.
And I moved in with them and I was like, what is this? I always jokingly said, if you can think of Sound of Music,
Yeah.
the Von Trapp family, that was how the family was run.
Yeah.
I think because now I came from a home that was authoritative, and as authoritative as my mom was, she was very liberal. She was really cool. She wasn't so. She was strict to an extent, but you communicated, you had conversations. In my dad's house, that wasn't the case. But having moved in with him, his relationship with me then kind of changed. And I began to see the soft side of my dad, that my half brothers, because he had kids. So when they remarried, he had 4 boys and it was an authoritarian environment. And I came in and I broke the mold. And there was a side of my dad that they started seeing that they never saw, just because he had to relate with me differently. And then I didn't even know my dad had it in him. He was so soft. He became so compassionate with me. We sit down. Sometimes he'll come to my room in the middle of the night and trying to catch up for the 20 years that he's lost in the relationship. And we always had conversations. And it was after he passed away, my brothers were like, they were jealous of the relationship I had with my dad.
Wow.
And I think that's what authoritarian does not do. We're so rigid with the rules and forget the place of, But the topic,
There isn't any warmth
there's no
in
warmth.
being authoritarian. There are these high expectations.
Yeah.
And so I just quickly went on to UNICEF, and they're big on this rights, children rights.
Yeah.
And so they talk about positive parenting
Yeah.
versus strict parenting.
Yeah.
Which is what I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
And let's say strict parenting for this conversation is authoritative.
Yes. I think I want to pick that. I think that's it.
I think because we can both agree
Yeah.
that leaving little room for communication doesn't actually foster an independent child.
Yeah.
Like it
No.
doesn't. You want them to be able to be in the world
Yeah.
and independently think for themselves
Yeah.
and be their own individual and be
Yeah.
powerful in that. And
Yeah.
as we both know, I do think that the model that our culture takes to is authoritarian.
Yeah.
But there are big setbacks with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially as we've gone into the diaspora.
Yeah.
And we actually realize that, wait, that method doesn't work.
No.
That method actually doesn't work, because what happens is we end up not knowing how to talk to our bosses, or not how to have relationships. There's so many communication issues within the culture.
Yep.
That actually, even in care work, the feedback that clients would always say is that I love having Nigerians around, but they really talk to me. They really, because that communication aspect is not there for when you're working for someone. Because as your parent as well, like you're obviously doing chores for your parent, there's no conversation.
Yeah.
So how to start and have it, and living in Britain where chit chat, small chat is part of part of the society. So so I say for this particular conversation, for us to focus on the kind of parenting that we are, I think I'd like to say, and we believe in, which is that authoritative style. Now, my question to you is authoritative the opposite of gentle parenting?
Opposite of gentle parenting. I won't say it's the opposite. I think gentle parenting is more the opposite of authoritarian. Gentle, I would say it's more opposite of authoritarian rather than authoritative. Because gentle parenting gives kids the option and also focusing on the warmth. The warmth is something authoritarian does not have. They have no options. You do as you're told. But gentle parenting is about let's work on your emotions. What works for you? And girl, I don't know about that. But I always like, and I like the authoritarian. And I always look at it this way. There's the traditional parenting, which we say is the authoritarian, and then the gentle parenting an in between, a good in between that works,
Mhm.
I would say is the authoritarian, which is kind of like a blend of your traditional rules and then you're being aware of your child's emotions. But I think, though, Alice, that as for the purpose of this discussion,
Yeah.
we are Nigerians and we know that our upbringing was mostly traditionally it's authoritarian,
Yes.
where the only voice that needs to be heard is the parent
Yes.
and the adult.
Yes.
And then we see it play out in our lives and the people around us. So we're invariably being taught to be, I always say, passively submissive to authority. And that affects how we communicate
Yeah, definitely.
because you're traditionally not, you don't talk unless you're spoken
Spoken
to.
to. Mhm.
You're not allowed to have an opinion because
Yeah.
if your opinion does not align with the adult in front of you, then you don't share it.
Yeah.
And that's a wrong kind of approach
Yeah.
and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I would say if that is the dictionary definition of strict parenting, then that's wrong.
Yeah. 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 Well, what parts of this do work? Are there any parts of what we described that works that you think, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that?
And I say, you know what? I was speaking to a lady today,
Yeah.
and one of them would say, "Oh, I'm a strict parent," and the other say, "Oh, I'm actually not so strict." And then I asked the ages of their kids because this person that said I'm strict, she has 3-year-old and 5-year-old, and I think the other lady who happens to have a teenager was kind of feeling odd when the other lady said, "Oh, I'm strict," and
Mhm.
she's almost thinking, "Oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong." And I said, "How old are your kids?" She said 3 and 5, and I said, "That's a great time to be strict.
Right.
That's a great time."
Right.
To be strict because
Right.
you want to lay the foundation right
Yeah.
and let them know there's certain things that are non-negotiable
Yes.
and that's what you want.
Yeah.
But then as your kids get older, you want to trust that you've done the foundational things. You've taught them the rights from the wrong. And then you're like, okay, let's have a conversation. You want to teach. So it's all about. So I think one of the authoritarian is like teaching them and empowering them to be independent.
Authoritative.
The
Yeah.
authoritative. It's about empowering your
Yeah.
kids to be
Yep.
independent.
Yep.
And I think as your kids get older, your strictness, you have to become a bit more flexible.
Yeah. That's something that we've spoken about before, which is seasons in parenting,
Yeah.
understanding those
Yeah.
seasons. And so picking one style forever
Oh no.
might be difficult
Yeah.
because sometimes you might need
Yeah.
to introduce a different style of parenting
Yeah.
to help that child.
Yeah.
And like you said, I have young children. So I have a 6-year-old and twin boys who are 4 years old. And it's important for me to set this foundation,
Yeah.
especially where it comes to the description of parenting, where if my rules aren't rigid,
Yeah.
then they will walk all over me.
Yeah.
Like they would walk all over me.
Mm.
And they will become disruptive at school.
Yeah.
They will think that they can actually run all over their teachers.
Yeah.
And it will continue, which
Yeah.
is the reason why we see it in primary schools,
Yeah.
but ill behaved. When I
Mm.
say ill behaved, I mean they're taking some of these behaviors that are kind of not being able to be controlled at home.
Yeah.
And they're deciding that the teacher, there's no hierarchy there.
Yeah.
I don't have to listen to my teacher.
Yeah.
I don't have to listen to the head teacher.
Yeah.
I don't have to listen to the social worker when they come in.
Mm.
And guess what? That's when they bring in the police. And
Mm.
that's the idea that if society is creating this hierarchy of who we listen to and who we abide by, it's like the same way we're walking down the street, we see a policeman. You're not doing something bad in front of the policeman. Society already creates the regulation,
Mm.
and there are rigid rules that we have to apply to as we're adults, but there are rigid rules.
Yeah.
If you park in a spot you're supposed to be parking,
Yeah.
there's a consequence.
Yeah.
So I feel as though laying that foundation for my children,
Yeah.
where the world might call it rigid, but I'm introducing the idea of this is how society works.
Yeah.
There is a hierarchy. There are people who law has put in place that you have to abide by. And in my home, I am the law. I am the law. I've set it
Absolutely.
down.
Yeah.
And the same way, there could be mercy in court, but you
Yeah.
cannot negotiate
Yeah.
your way out of some of your
I
consequences.
know.
So if that's the case in society,
Yeah.
then why are we not mirroring that in our homes?
You know what? You are so, and now that you're saying it, and I think there's so much lawlessness now because foundationally they've not been raised to follow rules, follow the law, anything gives. And you're so right. You're so right. So you have 4 year olds and 6 years. So I have two teenagers,
Yeah.
a 17-year-old. And
Yeah.
I remember you guys say that. Come on, when your kids were young, you took no prisoners.
You definitely didn't.
I didn't. I didn't.
You
And
definitely didn't.
I was having a conversation with somebody a few days ago, and I said, when my kids were young, people look at me now like, oh, she's a cool. When they were young, I ain't playing with you.
Yeah.
I was like the military mom.
Yeah.
Nothing's up for discussion. And people
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not fair. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. If we have rules in the house, you follow my rules.
Yeah.
It's not a case of, oh, so what would you like to eat today? I can give you that and say, okay, so both of you have to decide.
Yeah.
So you either eat this or this. Limited options. Choose. Or we'll have this. And if they can't agree,
Yeah.
then whatever I put on your table, you're going to eat.
Yeah.
And there's certain rules in the house. Don't do this. Don't go here. That's not up for discussion.
Yeah.
And when you break the rules in my house, you're going down. I wasn't. And my kids knew.
Yeah.
My husband worked away when my kids were younger. So it was up to me. And in order for my sanity,
Yeah.
I had to put structure in place.
Most definitely.
And as you said, I am the law. I am the law.
That's
I am
it.
the judge and I'm the jury.
That's it. It's just me.
Is it? I'm sorry. I don't care. But you know what? Now my kids are older.
It's a different season.
It's a different season, and my life is so easy. And people see my kids outside. And in fact, one of those ladies that saw me who gave my daughter a ride, said, your son is just so amazing. He's so, and for me, as a strict parent, that's not. Said he's so respectful. I'm like, how is that like a star? That should be a normal thing.
Yeah.
For anyone.
Yeah.
And that's the best benefit of strict parenting, because you have values as a family.
Yeah.
And everyone has to.
You're sticking to it.
You're sticking to it. It's not up for discussion. Once you leave my house, you can change it.
Yeah.
But it's a foundational thing that it helps keep everyone on the straight and narrow. And that's why we have laws in the society.
Yeah.
Where on the road, it's a 30-mile lane. You can't tell me because you have an Aston Martin that can go maybe 240 miles. Therefore, because my car can do it, I'm a go.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
I don't care. In this country, it says a 30-mile.
Yeah.
You follow it. I don't care what your potential or your capacity is.
Yeah. The camera's gonna catch you. That's it.
And that's why, as you said, if we do that for the society, why don't we start that in our homes?
And this is the thing, like what you said just now was, and it makes me think about this trigger word for me, which is consistent.
Yeah.
Because I have to show up for my children. My husband also works away from home now. And it's this idea, I need to be consistent in discipline. That consistency gives them stability.
Yes.
It gives them safety.
Yeah.
Stability for a child, it means that they feel secure. And so going back to this authoritative method, with warmth and with love, I discipline.
Yeah.
It's not, consistent discipline is not without love.
No.
At the end of the day, I do believe that discipline is me loving you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to go out there and think that you can just take someone else's food for lunch.
Yeah.
You know, I want that idea of being able for them to understand at this age actions and consequences.
Yeah.
If I decide that because you did this, when I'm not going to be giving you that particular dessert today, you know, and it's a treat, right? I've created these avenues to treat them, to reward them.
Yeah.
And so what I'm now doing is letting them know that these things are still attached to good behavior.
Yeah.
I want them to associate, you do good things happen as well. But what I do is I don't let it be that you did a bad thing, you don't get a good thing. It's the understanding that there's a consequence attached.
Yeah.
And what's good now is that you continue in a particular behavior to continue to see the results that you want.
Yeah.
It's just simple 101 in the corporate world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You continue, actions and consequences.
Yeah.
And I do believe that, like you said, this season that I'm in, I am laying the foundation. Yeah. There will be times where they will have more language and words for me. Yes. That's the truth.
Yes.
You know, you would know, right?
Absolutely.
They're going to have a lot more to say about the consequence.
Yeah.
Oh no, not right now. They might have tears because they don't really have that many words to describe how they're feeling.
Yeah.
Or they might want to negotiate more. And that's where I start to give room. Because I don't want to lock off that place of friendship. And we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
One thing you always talk about is spending time with children and becoming friends with them. Like letting them see you as, you're obviously a parent, but created friendship. Friendship doesn't mean that I'm your friend, you're equal, but I've created a style that is, I'm accessible to you. I have an open door policy. But I can't do that, if I'm honest, right now at this age.
No.
I don't think that introducing a friendship style is what my children need. I do believe in introducing a style authoritative, but it's warm.
Yeah.
I'm your mom. I'm
Yeah.
here for you. We made a mistake. We will sit down with this
Yeah.
together and we'll work it out. Let's clean up. We made a mess. We're gonna
Yeah.
clean up together.
Yeah.
But guess what? You're gonna hold the towel.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the one to clean it
Mm.
because we have you. That's something that we talked about before.
Yeah.
And as you already know, this
Mm.
age, I'm saying things over
And
and
over.
over and
Absolutely.
over again,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
over and over
And
again.
I've seen you with your kid. You have a great relationship. You guys have fun. You do fun
We
stuff.
do, yeah,
And that's what it should be in a case where your kids will come and give you a hug.
yeah,
Your kids will know that mom's my safe place. It's not a
yes,
case of there's fear or mom's here. Let's hide.
yeah,
That's not what we're talking about.
yeah, yeah,
It's a case where the kids know mom loves us, our dad loves us. She's always there for us, but we can't cross the line.
yeah,
There are rules. And I think kids need boundaries for safety. It keeps
yeah,
them safe. It's not about,
exactly.
oh, you're too rigid. It's not rigid. It's about keeping your kids in safe so that, and I always believe that the foundation you give your children is what sets them up for the society, for the future.
Yeah,
And research has shown that 80% of a child's brain development happens by age 5.
yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah,
Age 5. So sometimes when I see parents that have toddlers and they get away with behavior and say it's just being cute, they don't know what they're doing. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you're not helping this child because the reality is, whatever age a child is, they always push their boundaries and push
yes,
their limits.
exactly.
And when you expand it so much, there's no control, you're setting your child up for unpleasant
Yes,
consequences
yes,
because you've not created that safety net for your child to know this is a safe
exactly.
space. If you
Yeah,
go beyond this, it's not helpful. So if your child throws a tantrum and you say, okay, they don't know what they're doing, it's okay. You've
yeah,
made that child realize that it's okay to throw a tantrum and that's how I get what I want.
yeah,
And that tantrum they're throwing at 4, 5, and they're getting away with it is going to stay with them. And it's
yes,
going to show up differently when they become teenagers.
exactly.
But if at that time you teach them, no, you don't do that. I understand you have emotions,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
if you want to express yourself,
Yes,
this is how to do
yes,
it.
yes, yes.
Because what you've taught your child is to help them regulate their emotions that would be
Right.
useful for them when they become
Yeah.
adults. You tell a child you have to do this. If you don't do this, this is going to happen. And you follow through. Your child understands again, actions have consequences.
Exactly. 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 I feel like this topic of like there's different styles of parenting. Of
Yeah.
course, within even the
Yeah.
strict
Yeah.
parenting, there's still different styles.
Yeah.
And it it moves me a lot when, well, for me, I start to doubt my parenting
Mm.
because I'm seeing other people and I'm hearing other people's voices and their opinions of what strict parenting
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
As gentle parenting is concerned, because
Yeah.
that's something that I know is in the
In
airways
yeah.
of parenting, and this idea of open communication and warmth
Yeah.
and decisions and choices.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to give the children autonomy when I know they need it,
Yeah.
and but this is where I started to think I still set the rules.
Yeah.
So, for example, options are different from choices. I don't give you options.
Mm.
I've recreated the options, and I'll give you a choice
Yeah.
from the options I've
I like
given.
that. I like
So,
that.
for example, I'm quite structured. I
Yeah.
like routine. With
Yeah.
3 children, I need a routine.
Yeah.
So, what I decided to do before, when they were younger, I would have a timetable for their food.
Mm.
I realized that, you know what? They're now old enough that they can tell me what we like on Monday,
Mm.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Mm.
First of all, it makes it easier for me.
Yeah.
But also, once I've got their input, we sat down, we've made the choice
Mm.
already for what we're going to eat. We follow through
Yeah.
with what we said we're going to do.
Yes.
So when Monday comes and they say, I don't want that, but you made the decision.
Yeah.
It was
We
your choice.
decided. We decided.
If I decide that I'm now going to say for open communication and warmth
Mm.
and all these other things that come to their autonomy,
Yeah.
I'm going to be cooking different meals all the time
Yeah.
based on the fact that, but we sat down together.
Yeah.
I included you.
Mm.
I created options. I gave them choice,
Mm.
but we still follow through with these rules,
Yeah.
whether that is what they call rigid
Yeah.
or whether that's what they call following through with a plan that we made.
Yeah.
And so I feel there are times that I've judged if someone says, oh, what do I think I want spaghetti? But they chose to have spaghetti on Wednesday. But that's just how our household works.
Yeah.
And this is something that I really enjoy about Cairo. And whenever we speak about this is, what are your family values?
I love that. I always love to start from
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to values, then then maybe according to my values, it's not called strict parenting or authoritarian. It's just called Alice's family parenting.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like, I
Yeah.
don't have the style is mine because I've created our own values that
Yeah.
we stick to.
Yeah.
Someone else might still have one of my values, but not have all other,
Yeah.
three. But this is one of the things that we value.
Yeah.
We value planning
Yeah.
and sticking to our
Yeah.
plans, being a man of our word.
Yeah. I love that. I love.
And that's a value that I want my children to have.
Yeah.
So we say we're going to do something, we're going to follow it through, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's us being disciplined.
Yeah.
That's also me as a parent being disciplined.
Yeah.
I made a plan.
Yeah.
We sat together and did the timetable.
Mm.
If we might, I put inside of there, anything days.
Yeah.
So we do have those times in the week where we could just be like, oh, let's think of something we can do.
Yeah.
But those values are still being incorporated
Yeah.
into everything that we do.
Yeah. And I love how you brought the value thing is because I always say with parents, the first place to always start is to highlight your values.
Yeah.
They have to be clear. And it's your values that you govern your home by.
Exactly.
And that is what you're consistent with.
Exactly.
And that's why people call it strict. It is something that this is what defines us as a family.
Yeah.
This is what defines us as a family. Is it respect?
Yes.
Is it hard work? Is it structure? So you define that. And your consistency comes from reinforcing those values.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
Because guess what? If I decide I want to cook spaghetti, if we have said we're going to cook spaghetti today, like your timetable, and your kids say, oh, we don't want that. We want this. It's not being fair on you as a parent.
Nope.
You're not being kind because what you're doing is you're creating more work for me. Your children should be able to say, okay, this is what mom's going to cook. It's only fair and kind of us to allow that to happen. And it's all aligned with your values because you're teaching your children to be considerate, to be kind.
Yes.
I know sometimes you want something, that's a selfish need. Think of the next person. And that's where your value. So you might say, oh, but let the children have choices. Yes, let the children have choices. You might say, but what is it doing to you as a parent?
Right.
What is it doing to you as a parent? So what values are you teaching your children that you can always get what you want?
Yeah.
Without considering the next person. And that's why the values that you create. So however the style of you want to parent, that's the best place to start. And once you've sorted that out, then you need to be consistent with those values and how you interpret those values. And that's what helps. And that's what helps your kids.
So
being consistent with that. So however you decide. And I like the thing with strict parenting, not strict parenting, like your style. You have the rules, but you have the communication. Does not mean you have times when you sit down and you chat with your kids and you talk about so many things, how you're doing. So it's not rigid. It's not. It shouldn't be rigid. But the things which are the fundamental principles and values for which you run your home by, you have to follow through. Following through it.
So good.
And teaching. And I use this example all the time when I do coaching at the workplace. Is that the same way you run an organization where you have a family culture, you have an organization culture, you have organization vision and values. You stick with it. And if anyone within your organization doesn't fit within that culture, you have conversations. So why do we let everything or anything go in our homes?
Yeah. If you see the best players in the world, the best athletes, the best anything, the best musicians, the number one quality and value that they have is consistency. Consistency. So discipline one day, change it the next day, to then change it up. So I think that when we're thinking about parenting, any style of parenting, whatever you decide, whatever you choose, it's choosing the one for the season. The one that's good for the season. Because that's what determines, quote unquote, whether it's working. And then how you're doing it, being consistent. Can you consistently do this?
Yes.
We are general personalities. We're authoritative with ourselves.
Yes.
I am I'm a high achiever. I like rules. I'm a routine person. I like structure. So, according to your personality, some people just generally have that style of gentle parenting to themselves. They gently friend themselves. But it's being able to give onto your child what is consistency?
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah.
So what actually works
Yeah.
is are those family values
Yeah.
and the consistency
Yeah.
and knowing the season,
Yeah.
rather than whether strict parenting works.
Yeah.
It's whether those three things,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you have like so many more.
Mm.
But for me, what comes up with our conversation are those things like we have the value,
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah.
You've got teenagers now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are up for negotiation.
Yeah.
A lot of
A
things.
A lot.
In order for you to keep that communication going,
Yeah.
you can't create rigidity.
No. No.
It would actually harm you as a parent and harm the relationship.
Yeah.
However, for me, that's not harming the relationship. Like you said, it creates a base, it creates a secure place for them to come to.
Yeah.
So I just feel from what you said, like that's, family values and consistency.
Yeah.
Whatever parenting style you
Yeah.
choose,
Yeah.
can you be consistent? Is this a season for it? And is it according to your family values?
Yeah. And lastly, before we move, because we're rounding up, the thing is, one other thing you should look at is what do you want the end result to be?
Yeah. So good.
So don't just parent in the now.
Yeah.
Look at a long-term view. So
Yeah.
what kind of adult do I want my child to be? How do I get them there?
Wow.
If you wing it all the time and just let free flow,
Yeah.
then you just set yourself up for unknown outcome. But if you decide, I want my child to be like this, I want them to be this kind of person within the society, how can I get them to that society? In organizations, we have 5-year goals, 10-year goals.
Yeah.
And that's how we then do things in order to achieve that. But if you have a child and say, oh, I just want them to be happy, I just want them to do this, that's in the now. So in the next 10 years, that feeling of I want them to be happy, how would that work out in 10, 20 years time? So I think that will bring us to the teenage years. So we're talking about strict parenting. So when kids are older, and I want us to talk about us and the impact that strict parenting had on us.
Yeah, that would be cool.
As teenagers.
Yeah.
And how you think it works in this society. Do we keep being strict?
Good question.
Or do things have to change? So if anyone wants to hear that conversation, then
let us know.
Let us know. We'll talk about it in the next podcast.
Yeah. This is a good one.
This was a good one. All right. See you later.
See ya.
Bye. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If it made you nod, laugh, or rethink life as a whole, then my work here is done. But don't forget to subscribe, share with a friend, and come back for the next real conversation. So that's me signing out. Take care and God bless.